Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to another session brought to you by Accent Nominees. Your host for today is Tomi Gule, and I'll be discussing your business and labor law, what you should know as an entrepreneur. So, most entrepreneurs or business owners tend to start their business without understanding what labor law is and the regulations. So, despite the fact that these laws have significant impact on business owners, on your functionality, and that will be one of the reasons why you should know more about labor law. So in certain instances where you ignore labor laws, it could actually lead to your business incurring unnecessary legal costs and hefty fines that could actually that could actually upset your business or your business financial health. So business entrepreneurs often you need to navigate these laws, because when starting and running your business, I noticed that anything law or legal compliance or regulation is always the last thing on people's list or on business owners list. But I urge you to always include legal compliance and regulations amongst your entrepreneurship list. So, Nigerian Labor Law Act actually provides legal framework for employment, for relationship between employer and employee here in Nigeria, and it is also essential as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, or as someone who would employ other people to work for them, to understand these laws and also adhere to the provisions of such laws. Labor law Labor laws are actually regulations and rules that govern relationship between you and your employee and your work-life relationship with your employees. So these laws are designed to protect your employees' interests and rights. So here are some key considerations you should consider for. How will I put it? You should consider for starting a business. Should I put it that way? Because when you're starting your business, I would advise you to include labor laws. Know what labor law says. Not as if you start your business and then you'll be finding out what labor law says or what Nigerian Labor Law Act says when you are being sued. So here are some key considerations you should look at. The first one is hiring and recruitment. So you have to give your employee or your potential employee equal opportunities. You know, when you're hiring them, do not discriminate based on the fact that they are black. Okay, I don't want black people. I want my employee yellow so that it can go with the brand. Please don't do that. Or you say, I only want girls, or I only want Christian, I don't want Muslim. I beg, they should not be more than 26. Anything above 26, they should not work with me. Do not discriminate, as it is against the Labor Law Act, and is also against the rights guaranteed in the 1999 Constitution. So compliance with anti-discrimination laws, such as the rights that are guaranteed in the 1999 Constitution. So when you are trying to hire or you are trying to recruit an employee, make sure that you are doing it according to the procedure, or you are doing it according to the laws guaranteed in the Constitution and in the Nigerian Labor Law Act. So the second one you'll be looking at is employment contract. So in some cases, it is wise that you have employment contracts between you and your employee, and it should outline terms, conditions of such employment, which would include, compensation, benefits, even termination procedures. You know, as if we just wake up one day and just say, because you came late, I'm firing you or I'm sacking you. There are certain procedures you need to go through before you can do such, and they make sure that in the employment letter you are stating that procedure. Okay, after giving you 3 strikes, then we can sack you that instant. Everything should be stated in the employment contract, even compensation if they have to work overtime, how much you'll be giving them, and then benefits they tend to enjoy as your employee. Then the third one I'm talking about is minimum wage. You already know the amount of minimum wage you should pay employees, but just because you feel like you want to go below that minimum wage, I would advise you not to do such, because they could actually sue you, and it's also illegal. So the Nigerian Labor Law Act sets a minimum wage that employers must pay their employees. So it's either you pay them the minimum wage or you go above it, but do not go below it. So every employer or entrepreneurs should regularly review and adjust wages to ensure they comply with the Nigerian Labor Law, which is the current minimum wage. You have to keep checking, what did they say, because I think as of now, they're discussing on how to increase the minimum wage for employees in Nigeria. So don't just keep using the previous one. Try to adjust and review the Nigerian Labor Law Act. Then the fourth one is salary deduction. So you are not allowed to deduct your employees' wage for any reason, except it is stated that okay, if you come so time, failure to come at the required time, we'll be deducting 1,000 or 2,000. As you just wake up and say, I'm deducting 2,000 naira from your salary, it has to be specified. Then, unless there's reasonable injury or loss that was caused by that your employee, then you as an employer can actually deduct that salary. So also don't forget that if you mistakenly overpay, like you overpay your employee, instead of paying 30k, which is minimum wage, you paid 90k, and then you can't just deduct the money within all at once. It has to be done within 3 months. So if you say Shebi is 120 I did, and the person's salary is 30k, let me remove the 90k now all at once. You can't do that. All you have to do is within 3 months you deduct that amount that you think you overpaid. So any attempt for you to deduct this overpayment could actually lead to future legal battle. How will I put it? It is illegal. Please do not do that. So the fifth one is it is illegal to actually prevent your employee from joining trade unions or association. They work for you does not mean that you have the right to tell them, okay, don't join this association. No, join this trade union. No, do this. They have the right to actually decide which association or trade union they should join. So no employment contracts can actually prevent. I know most people say, if I put it in the contract, it will suffice. It will not suffice. So don't even bother adding it into the contract because it is illegal. Because most people will put the condition that condition A says do not join so if you want to get paid so bonus or compensation, do not add it. So no employment contract should actually prevent workers or employees from joining trade unions, and any contract that makes it a condition is illegal. The sixth one is payment of wages. So it is illegal for you to pay your employee or your worker anything other than money. I know you heard me, let me say it right. So you cannot pay, it is illegal for you to pay your employee or your worker anything other than money. Maybe you're saying you want to pay your employee Gary. It's Gary that I have this month, and it's Gary I'm going to be paying this my employee. It is illegal, except maybe your employee accepts or agrees. Okay, Oga, I don't even want this thing. Just give me Gary. It should be enough. Just give me Gary. But do not suggest, maybe be the first person to pay your employee something other than money. It is illegal. And do not forget, you cannot also impose, or how would I put it, you can't impose restrictions as to where they should spend the money, or the money. I say, Shebi, I gave you money last week, so why has it finished? Why did you spend it at so place? It should be as long as you've paid the salary. You don't have the right, or you don't have the right to actually impose restriction as to the place and manner in which an employee spends his or her wages. So the seventh one I'm talking about is employees' rights. So for the fact that they're working with you does not mean that you need to infringe on their rights as a human being. But they still have rights as to privacy. They have rights from freedom of harassment and discrimination. Some people will work for you, and the next thing they offend you and you start slapping them. There are several instances this happens. If you are the one they are slapping, I would advise you to do the right thing by taking it up. And then if you are the one that are thinking of slapping somebody, I would urge you not to do that, as it is illegal to do that under the Nigerian Labor Law, the Nigerian Labor Law Act, or the Nigerian Labor Act. So do not intend on harassing any of your employee or discriminate or for the fact that they are disabled. I know this one, you cannot even see properly. Please, I know I'm saying that it might sound funny, but this is one of the things that actually happen in an employment environment.